morning. Today is Wednesday, March 6, 2019, and we welcome you to our monthly Dining Services call-in show. And we have a new guest this morning.
New guest? Who's that?
Sir, would you introduce yourself?
First, I just want to, it's good to be back. For all of you who don't know me, Chef Michael Ritt, I'm the campus executive chef. But I want to thank Mary, in my absence, filling in, did a phenomenal job, as always, and I appreciate that. And, it feels good to be back, and it's great when you come back to a job and people, are just, honestly just want to know how you're doing, and they're welcoming you back, and, it makes you feel good to, you can come back to a job, but when you come back to a job like this and people are just so open and welcoming, this adds a little to that. So.
For those who don't know, remind us why you were gone. It wasn't just a vacation.
It was not. This was nowhere near a vacation. I actually had to get my right knee completely replaced. We just say it's just part of, the woes of the job.
Part of working on your feet, on hard floors.
For 35 plus years, running around kitchens and kneeling and bending and lifting. And, eventually my surgeon was like, listen, we've done everything we can. It's time for that new knee. So,
and you have it.
I have a new knee, so when I go through security,
beep, beep, beep.
They'll ask me what's going on. But it's good to be back.
We're glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back.
This is a call-in show this morning, so before we go too far, let's remind our listeners, if you have a question of Michael or our registered dietitian, Mary Smith, please call 703-663-3333. Michael, what's happening this month?
Nothing.
Oh, we're just not going to eat.
We're not going to eat this month? No. So obviously last night we did a little Mardi Gras, had some items in the kitchens, in the dining rooms. We had some king cakes, and obviously we have St. Patrick's Day coming up on the 17th, and we're going to have, I think, in the dining rooms entrees for that. We're going to have our birthday cakes on the 13th. We're going to keep that going. I think that's a nice little thing. And on the 20th, I think it is, it's Wednesday, March 20th, in celebration of the start of spring. We're going to have our lobby treats, and we'll do sorbet. And we'll be sending out a schedule, but basically we're going to be in Village Square from 11 to 12, Town Center 1 to 2, Hunter's Crossing 2 to 3, and Garden Ridge in the neighborhoods from 1 to 2.
Good.
And we'll be giving out sorbet, and that's just in celebration. Just, the little lobby treats that we do, and I think that's a real, not to make it a pun, but a real treat, something special for the residents to enjoy and, walk around, and we'll have dining service management out there. So
we're all ready for spring.
All ready for spring.
Everyone except the weather is ready.
Right. I don't know what's with this 20 degrees today.
So
I don't know, but one of our workers here at Green Spring has left the 20 degrees and has gone to a very warm climate for a few days. You want to talk about that?
Right, the Jenny.
So I don't know how many of you who know Jennifer, who was part of the MVLE group that worked in the dining room, graduated the program, and has been a full-time employee with us for about 6 months. And she participates in the Special Olympics locally, and she qualified for the American team, for the team from the United States. And actually today she is flying to Dubai to participate in the International Special Olympics in swimming. So we're very proud of her. We're expecting her to come back with nothing but gold, but we had a little send-off party for her, and it's just a part of the Erickson family, Green Spring family.
Our people do more than just cook.
Yeah, and I guarantee it's not 22 degrees in Dubai.
I don't think so. Well, she was very excited, and everyone's very
and we're
proud
excited
of her.
for her, and we can't wait to just hear all her stories when she gets back.
Right.
So
it's a wonderful opportunity for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's a very special lady.
She is, and it's great when a program like that, people graduate, and you can actually, see how well they do, and she's part of, she's a full-time employee.
She is.
And
she
does a great job. I know you were in the cafe all the time.
Sure.
And I appreciate that you all were there yesterday. It meant a lot to her and her family.
We wanted to wish her well on behalf of all of the residents.
And then obviously we still have a little construction going on here.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So the one thing is people, well, why are we going to disposables? And I think Corey and his team over there, and Chef Mark and William and Shannon and the whole team over there are doing a phenomenal job considering the elements they're up against.
If any of you who eat in that area or who see the food being moved back and forth between the Jefferson and Town Center, stop the people and thank them.
You have Renee and Roxy, Nay and Penny and just the whole team. They're all, listen, for what they're going up against, and it's been not just months. This has gone on for, both prop phases over a year. The obstacles they've had to go around, they've done a phenomenal job.
This week it's the equivalent, they might as well be camping in the woods. Their food they're having to roll over from 2 city blocks away. They have no freezer. The refrigerator's in the parking lot. Yet we still eat wonderful food and can't see anything.
So I think
doing
people,
a terrific job.
I think that when residents sit down in the cafe and the fireside, just think about the obstacles and the travels and what that team had to do to put that meal in front of you. And I know our residents are appreciative of them, but it's just that it's really a lot extra right now.
And right now all the serving dishes are having to be taken all the way back to the Jefferson to be washed.
Correct.
Because the dish room is closed
now,
also.
Now there's no issue with the dish room.
Dishwashers working fine.
The poured floor, we're having some touch-up work done to it. So for that to happen, that whole kitchen area has to be closed and sealed off so that the contractor come in there, they have to grind up the floor and they're going to re-pour it, and part of the machine has to be pulled out so that they have access to the floor. So in saying that, obviously we can't use the floor, and that's not going to take as long as some other parts of the project, but I tell people
it's kind of resulted from the fact that we've had to do this
once
in
you
phases.
see this kitchen, we will have, and there's no doubt about it, Green Spring will have the show kitchen of this enterprise. I know Mary's been in there. The lighting, the walls, the equipment, the floor, just the design and equipment, it's going to be a phenomenal operation. And I know once it's all up and running, we'll go back to the
I got a glimpse just through the door last night.
Tours.
The light is wonderful.
Yeah, it's like you're working on the sun.
Yeah.
It's I think we're going to do the tours again once everything is fully operational. And, think about it. And Chef Mark and I were talking about it this morning that, that team hasn't been in there in months to work.
They've forgotten what it's like.
We're going to get everybody acclimated back to the program, back to the system. And then once all that happens, then we're like, obviously we want to, this is, you should see your kitchen,
Yes.
and we want residents to see, what we're doing and what the work's being done.
Right.
So
they've done a great job.
I know
Wonderful.
Mary has a lot to talk about.
Mary, you have some things to tell us
So much
about
to talk
today.
about.
This is an exciting month.
She's like, I hope you got a lot to talk about.
No, you do.
Well, one thing I think we wanted to start with that we kind of forgot is that it's daylight savings this week.
Yes,
that's
we were
which
just
will
talking about
affect-
that. Well done.
Good job. This is why we do it
So
together.
do we go forward or back this time?
Spring forward.
Spring forward.
Yeah.
So you lose that hour of sleep.
Darn.
Yeah, so get to the dining room at the right time if you want.
Don't get to church late.
Yeah,
Right.
that's always when you can tell who didn't know it was daylight
Right.
savings by that. But yeah, March is National Nutrition Month, which is nationwide, obviously National Nutrition Month. So as a registered dietitian, you were a part of a professional group that just helps further we keep up with education and research. We have national conferences that we always attend. And then for the month of March, we designate this month as a time to not just educate where we work, but just kind of go out a little bit further. So this month's theme is Eat Right, Live Right, Feel Right.
Eat right,
Live right,
feel right.
Yeah, so it's kind
If
of
you do the
it's a little
first
long.
two, the third one's going to happen.
Exactly, and that's something that we'll talk about when we get to the events that I'm about to advertise. But Last year it was go further with food, and we did chocolate demos. We talked about how to make those sweets, treats a little bit more healthy for you. We had a Channel 6 demonstration as well. So we want to do more this year because we got such great feedback. So I'm actually most excited for what we have called the Wheel of Mythbusters. It's going to be Thursday.
The Wheel of Mythbusters.
Yes.
All right.
It's Thursday, March 14th, outside of the Fireside lobby.
Okay, that's a Thursday, right?
Yes, Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yes, 4:30 to 6. So basically what Helen and I are doing, we are taking the most commonly asked questions that we get from residents, or just when we're out in general and people find out we're dietitians, like what are the myths that we hear that everyone's like, well, I hear that, I can't have sodium at all, like no sodium whatsoever. And we're like, well, there's low sodium, but actually let's talk about how does sodium use in your body. So things like this, we're gonna have a spinning wheel. You're gonna spin. You're gonna tell us if this is a myth or a fact, and we're gonna just do some fun education. There'll be free giveaways.
All right.
So yeah,
Prizes.
Prizes. Yeah, it'll be really fun. Plus, it's a great way for Helen and I to get to know the IL community more.
Good.
We are based out of Garden Ridge, the CCRC, but we love to come over to Channel 6 and see everybody.
So that's the 14th between 4:30 and 6.
4:30 and 6 outside of Fireside.
Outside of Fireside.
So we're very excited for trivia, games, and prizes.
Good.
So it'll be good. The other one we have is called Gear Up for Food Safety. And
Okay.
actually, Susan, you inspired
that's
this
excellent.
idea.
Uh-oh.
Because you emailed me and you were like, I had to help a friend and clean out her fridge, and we didn't
yes.
know how long is it to keep leftovers that we get from our dining facility, or we buy something at the market, how long can we keep it in there? So what we're going to do, and this is Tuesday, March 26th, is going to be outside of Village Square. We're going to have we're going to go over food safety in your room, in your apartments,
that's
as well
good.
as
We all need that.
Yeah, as well as food safety, what we do as a team to keep the food safe here in your dining facilities.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's one of those
Because
things
that's something that Michael's group has to really work with all the time.
I don't know if it was announced, but Green Spring, a couple of our operations through Fairfax County, was awarded the STAMP program.
That's right.
And it's a recognition that I think they've only given out 2 or 3 in the last 4 years. And also they're going to start using our facility as a training location for health inspectors.
So we do things right.
We do.
Yeah.
We
So
do
we're
all right.
we're going to be the best place to learn about food safety.
Good.
But just a little.
So that's going to be at Woodland Skies.
No, that one's going to be Village Square.
Village Square,
Village
okay.
Square.
That
so
is
Woodland
Woodland
Skies.
Skies.
Yeah, sorry. The lobby area.
We'll get there.
March 26th from 12 to 1:30.
Oh, good. Lunchtime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good.
And we want to have some during the day and then some at night, just to kind of see different people.
Good idea.
Because we're aware that hours are different for different
Well, you
locations.
have a good crowd here at
Yeah.
lunchtime, so
Yeah.
that'll
Oh
be
yeah,
good.
you'll have a lot of people coming through here.
Yeah.
And you have some interns?
I do, but I did want to talk, one thing that we're going to talk about, the Gear Up for Food Safety, just because this is such a huge question I get all the time, which is the difference between used by, sells by, and expires by, which is labeled on all food. Because I have so many friends and family that they'll be like, oh, this says, sell by, and therefore it's past this date, I'm just going to throw it away. And I'm like, no, that's wasting food.
Sometimes we have people bring milk back to
Yes.
the cafe saying this is outdated, and no, it's not outdated
so
yet.
those small common questions that I think are very understandable to get confused about. Sometimes I have to kind of stop and be like, okay, this is what this word means. So that's something that we're going to highlight for that food safety segment. I'm really excited about that.
That might be good for a future program here too.
And that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we have going on this month is our Virginia Tech interns are returning. So they were here. I was their preceptor in November. They were here for 2 weeks. They came on Channel 6.
They did a presentation
They did a food
here,
demo.
yes.
They shadowed us clinically, so what we do in Garden Ridge. But now they're coming back, and they're going to be in the IL side doing food service, food safety as well with Michael and the rest of the team.
Good.
So yeah, we'll have them come through a couple of the kitchens and spend some time in there. And I think they have they have to do a theme meal, so they have to come up with some a theme meal idea and the whole 9 yards, how we order it, receive it,
Oh,
prep
that's
it.
so important for them
Yeah,
to learn.
so they see from soup to nuts.
Yeah.
And then they come up with a theme, and we work with both Helen and Mary in this, and
I
it's a team effort. It's the whole
I never
dining.
thought about that. Being a dietitian is not just talking to an individual, but working with food service offices and chefs like Michael
Absolutely.
to know how the whole process works.
Yeah, and we like to know, we need to know how Michael does things, because obviously I can't be like, hey, just put out this menu, because there's a process. Like, there are
Of course.
limitations and there are things that we need to be aware
You can't
of.
name some food that's impossible to make in a
kitchen,
large
yeah,
kitchen. Yes.
Yeah, so he knows more about the population and the ordering process, and we always work together on that. So
It's always a fun time too, doing a theme meal. So
Yeah.
So they'll be in the dining rooms. They'll have like special badges too, so everyone will know who they are, and they'll be on Channel 6 one day as well.
Good.
But I'm excited for them to be back, because they're going to help us.
They're very good.
They are.
I
They're
was
wonderful.
impressed with them in November.
Yeah, they're great. And it'll be good, because this help us advertise National Nutrition Month when we have upcoming dietitians to help us celebrate.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And do that education.
That's
so
good.
it's a busy month for us as dietitians, because we're still working in Garden Ridge.
You're busy
we're gonna
all the
try.
time.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're going to try to be over here even more, just to get to know IL more.
That's good. Good deal.
Yeah.
So let's talk construction. We were going to get our kitchen back in Town Center, and then what?
well, we realized that we had some issues with the floor. Now the floor was poured at 2 different times. One was almost a year ago. And just to be consistent, also we had some.
Tell us what's wonderful about that new floor. For those of you who didn't hear Jason talk about it on Monday.
So it's an epoxy floor. Basically, before you'd walk on quarry tiles, and it's just like walking on cement
So
all
hard.
day long. There's no give. With the epoxy floor, it's better, and it also has sand in it, so it's got grit. So it's non-slip. It's easier
It's
on the
very
feet.
interesting to walk on.
Right. It's very. I think the give is a little better. It's not like a cushion, but it's a more
something there.
porous, I guess, floor than just straight putting quarry tile on. Cleaning wise, it's easier. It's just with quarry tiles, they crack, they break. Then you got to chip them up and replace them. The issue with this floor is more in the dish room, and it wasn't even that the floor itself that they poured. There may have been an issue with the subfloor, but that's all been
It's going to
corrected.
be a wonderfully comfortable floor.
It is, and it's easier to maneuver the equipment around, and just with the color scheme also, with the new lighting and the new walls, it's not that red, just
Right.
dull.
Yeah, it's a beautiful floor.
Look. It's a lighter color, and this is the way that we're going. All of our dish rooms have this poured floor.
Good.
A lot of other communities have it. We find that it's easier to maintain. It's easier on the feet. The main thing is we're always taking into consideration employee safety.
That's right.
So that's the beautiful thing about this floor.
So our next challenge, once we get the floor done, then we're going to be moving into, in Town Center, this repositioning effort. And at some point, we will be closing our cafe.
Correct.
But you're still going to feed people.
No, we're just going to stop feeding cafe.
You can't do
No,
that.
no, we're
No.
gonna, we're gonna keep the operations running as close to normal as possible.
And it will be easier because we'll have a kitchen.
Well, we'll have the fireside kitchen, but obviously the cafe will be closed for repositioning. So service will be relocated. We'll utilize the fireside. People also know that now the bistro takes flex, and I can tell you, since we were just looking at that since we've opened up the bistro for dinner and the flex, that sales same month last year to this year have almost tripled.
Wow.
Sales in the bistro area? Well, that makes
Wow.
sense. I would
know.
expect that.
And there's the option there, and there's other options we're looking at, but we'll
But
we'll
not going to
continue.
t- we're not
We're going to
gonna turn
continue
people
business as
away.
usual. Yeah, I've been here going on 7 years, and I think every time we've done construction, you were here when we did signature dining.
Yes.
And we closed each kitchen for a week, and I think we didn't miss a beat.
No.
We did that.
We all had good
every
food.
time we've had to change out a freezer or cooler, or with this project, that somehow, some way,
We get it done.
and it's the team.
Yes.
You know, and I think that you're going to say it takes a village. Well, it takes a team to make this happen. There's no one individual who's got that magic wand that can just wave it and be like poof. And it's a collaboration of everyone, and not just dining. You know, we appreciate housekeeping, we appreciate security, general service, you know, project management. Everybody coming together, you know, as one community to help make this project successful.
I know the question everybody has is, when is this going to happen? And the answer is, not tomorrow.
Correct. We don't like handing out dates until
Which is
we have
very
them
safe.
until we have them written in stone, because there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of contributing factors that can alter a start date.
Right.
We're working with numerous companies, we're working with numerous departments, and you know, everyone's got to be.
And we're working with Fairfax County.
Correct. And for all of us who've lived in Fairfax County, you know, some of the permitting process is not a quick.
But I mentioned the other day, I'd much rather Fairfax County would be really careful on the front end and take
absolutely.
their time
Well,
than go 5 years down the road and say, oh, that's going to fall off the wall because Fairfax County didn't.
and it makes you, you know, do
Look
your
at
due
it.
diligence. You know, the one thing we go through our drawings over and over and over, and you know, make sure that we have what we need and that everything's in compliance, and it is, and we, you know, move forward.
Right.
You know, kitchen should be done, when I say fairly soon, hopefully,
Careful.
you know, hopefully fairly soon.
Fairly soon is a
when the
good-
weather's
let's-
warm.
let's not
Okay,
get any
that's
closer
a big
than that.
window. But as far as dates with the cafe, you know, once we have those, the one thing we've always done proper and precise and clear communication.
We'll
then
give everyone plenty of notice, and for those who now eat in the cafe, you will be able to eat in the fireside dining room, and it will all work.
As Michael always says, no one ever goes hungry.
No one
at
ever goes
Greensboro.
hungry.
I haven't
That's
met
right.
I haven't
a
met a
staple.
resident here that's you're starving me.
Nope, I don't think so.
So.
I don't think so.
And then one other thing, you know, it's sad for us to say, but Tata Nisha has
Oh,
decided
that's right, yes.
to move on, and Friday will be her last day. We're all going to miss her. You know, I've worked with Tata for a few years, enjoyed it, and
I
she's a
understand
great
she's going to
person and a great manager. But we will be having a farewell for her
Okay.
in the Jefferson Monday. I think it's 2 to 3.
Okay, so if
I
someone would
think
like to
it's
come and
1
say
to
goodbye
2.
to
1 to 2
for-
for residents.
1 to 2?
Pretty
I don't
sure
know if
it's
it's 1 to 2 for staff, 2 to 3 for residents, but there'll be
2 to 3
communication
for
coming out.
staff.
So if you'd like to say goodbye and thank you to Tata Nisha,
Absolutely, I
who we've known
invite
from
everybody.
2 dining rooms, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where she's going, but it will not be in dining services.
No,
Yes, she's
no.
trying a new career field.
And more power to her.
Well, fine, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good. We've all tried. I know
It
I've
wasn't
tried.
me. It wasn't me who collected that $877 million in South Carolina. I'm still here. So.
I know. Funniest thing about that. Yes, right.
But a lot going on, and again, you know, it's great to be back. You know, Mary and I were talking to my office before. She's like, "I'm so glad you're back." You know, to do this talk show. It was, you know, and
Well, you did a terrific job in his
she,
absence.
all I heard was kudos and how she did a fantastic job. And again, I thank her for, you know, taking care of it. And we're back, and you know, the dietitians have a lot planned, obviously, in March. And you know, the one thing with our department, we're very open. Well, you know, we want that interaction with the residents, and we're here just, you know, to make your life better.
And we really appreciate, someone was saying to me the other day, well, this has taken so long to do this. And I said, good planning does take a long
Yes.
time. We appreciate the transparency that you all have had with us throughout all of this.
And as I tell everybody, I'm like, the end result is well worth it. When
That's right,
everything is done, you're gonna have a beautiful kitchen when they're with like the repositioning.
Yeah.
You know, when it's all said and done, that cafe is gonna be phenomenal, and there's
wonderful.
gonna be more options, and you know, it's gonna be for the ambiance, a better place for the residents to enjoy.
Anyone who has ever had any kind of work done in their apartment or their home, it never goes the way you think it's going to, and it always takes much longer. And this is typical.
I mean, how many of our residents, through their course of owning their homes, have remodeled their kitchen
Of
or
course.
a bathroom or added a room?
Yes,
It's the same,
right.
but the end result, you're like, oh, my kitchen's so nice now.
That's right. And you forget about all that.
Right.
You just enjoy the new product, and we'll get
Correct.
there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. What a great team you have. I'm just so impressed. And I
It's-
again say to those who are watching, find a dining services person and say thank you.
You know, I think, the whole team. You know, they do such a phenomenal job, and the obstacles that we come up daily.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of that, you know, residents don't even realize.
And trust me, these folks are tired. And I heard one of the supervisors in the cafe say the other day how many of the workers have lost weight.
Yeah.
Because they're having to make multiple trips a day.
It's a great exercise program, not one that we
to the Jefferson and back.
So, but
Pushing stuff, carrying
Yes.
things,
hopefully that'll
yeah.
be, you know, coming to an end. And,
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Thank you both for joining us today.